course. So we actually looked at two of his behavior goals. So one of his goals was to maintain at least a half arm's length 100% of the time by the end of the year between him and peers. And he's done pretty well with that as far as in the classroom. But during transitions or when he gets overstimulated and they're lining up in the hall, those types of situations, he kind of forgets. And he knows the rule. He could tell you what personal space is. Like, we know that he knows what to do. It's just controlling that and regulating during some of these times in the classroom. So he is very hypersensitive to smells. He loves to smell your perfume, your deodorant, your hair. Obviously, other 8 and 9-year-olds don't want him sniffing them. So he wasn't really making a lot of progress with that. I'm reading the new goal here just to refresh my memory. And so we kept that goal, and we are working on finding some maybe accommodations or redirection items that we can give him for smell. We've tried scented markers and other things, but at this point, he's still sniffing people. So if anyone out there in the TikTok land has a recommendation, let me know. But we also added a new behavior goal because when he is doing those in the classroom, we're seeing that he will comply with the teacher, but as soon as she turns her back, he'll go right back to what he was doing. If it's in the classroom, if it's in the hallway, unfortunately, sometimes that's just the overstimulation, and we're working on other options for that. But we added a new goal, kind of to adjust, sustain, focus, and follow through. And so the new goal, it measures how long he can stay on task or follow a teacher's direction before needing a prompt. So 65% of the time he will stay on task or follow a directive from a teacher with up to 2 prompts for at least 15 minutes, which is a very long time. But I do believe it's achievable, especially if he gets 2 prompts during that time period. Again, it's little things like they say, hey, it's not time for the Chromebook, close your Chromebook. He'll close it, and as soon as they turn around back to the board, he opens it back up. So our goal is to get him to be able to maintain a behavior for a certain amount of time. And it's not all about compliance, it's about endurance and that self-control and teaching him that. So we didn't necessarily lower expectations. We made a few tweaks with adding this new goal, and then with the 100% of the time for peer space, we lowered that to 80% just to make it a little bit more achievable for him. Progress isn't always linear, but it's still progress.